Town Clerk.
Commissioner Dodge?
Here.
Commissioner Rice?
Here.
Commissioner Lieberman?
Here. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we have a presentation about exciting stormwater permitting. We're gonna let you take it away, Mr. Engineer.
Good morning, Commissioners, Administrator, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, as you know, we took over the stormwater permitting administration a few years ago, and funded by general funds by the commission. And we were sort of limping along for a few years on part-time. Mark Stewart was doing this as well as the plat and drainage engineer duties. And so it had been funded for a full-time position. So last year, we were finally able to hire someone full-time. And we found Sky Shell, has quite a bit of experience in this program. And we thought it was time to give you an update on where we are with it, because Sky's made great progress in this area. So the MS4 permitting is for stormwater quality improvement. And we all know how important that is. These days, we've had a number of headlines about that. So Sky's going to give a presentation on where we are with this. Take it away.
Welcome, Sky.
Is it good?
I'll just take a couple minutes this morning. I'm going to give you guys an update on where the program stands. This is reflective of, I think, since August when I joined the county. I just want to give a, oh. It's an important step right there. I want to give a quick overview of what the permit is and the progress we've made and next steps. The stormwater permit was put in place after some work that the EPA did identifying the threat that stormwater creates in urban areas. So the permit itself, it's pretty much the same nationwide. It's 6 things. Hundreds of communities in Ohio and thousands of communities across the country have essentially the same permit with the same 6 steps. And it's to address things like bacteria, oil, sediment that collects on the urban environment, and then every time it rains, like washing a dog or washing a child, that dirt and grime moves off into the waterways. So where do we stand? I said we've got 6 requirements. 2 of them have to do with education and outreach, and we primarily lean on our partners at the Miami Conservancy District to help us with that. We have a really good relationship with MCD, and they do things like putting together the Children's Water Festival, or sponsoring or putting on river cleanups. They also do a lot of policy work for leaders in the valley, looking at different code changes, anything that could increase water quality and help meet our stormwater permit. So they help us with that. We are doing something this year. We're doing a rain barrel program. I decided to do this because the permit requires us every permit cycle to document that we have reached out to 100% of our public. This allows us to do this. So right now we've sold 470 rain barrels, which,
That's great.
yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. The public can still buy them before April 14th. The website's right there. They're $73. Each rain barrel is going to have some information within it about stormwater pollution and at a residential level how you can reduce it. And again, this helps us meet those education and public outreach requirements. We've also done a lot of work since August on meeting the good housekeeping requirement. So there's a list there on the right of county facilities. Each of those, in the last few months, we've created a spill response plan for. And so that gets at, just common sense things. Are you cleaning up spilled salt? Do you have spill response materials on site? How are you dealing with waste at your facilities? We also have to have training for staff. We didn't have time to do that this year, but we're already working on putting that in place for this year and beyond. So we're in good shape on that requirement. One of the other requirements is that we go out and monitor construction sites to make sure that sediment is staying in place and not moving out onto the right-of-way. At any one time, there's about 20 to 25 construction sites that I'm visiting. It takes up a fair amount of my time, more than I thought. We've got really good compliance so far. This picture, you see all the dirty water coming off. That was from 2 Fridays ago when we had a 3-inch rain. So there's always some challenges with this, but I'm really happy with the relationship that we've built with the development community, and all in all, it's going really well. One of the big permit requirements that we have to get a handle on is the mapping requirement. It was just recently with the hiring of a GIS administrator in the engineer's office that we even had an electronic map of the permit area. So it's kind of hard to see on this map. We're still working on it, but the yellow area is that permit area. So we partner with Harrison Township, Miami Township, and Washington Township. There are co-permittees. And within that permit area, we're required to map all the catch basins, the pipes, the manholes. And this just it's not just a mapping exercise. The purpose of it is to be able to track spills, to be able to work with our source water protection team, so they have a better idea if there is an accident, where it's going, how it's going to impact that source water protection area. And I've actually gotten to work with the people over at Public Health on this quite a bit. So we're making those connections, and even though the map isn't done yet, we're seeing some good benefits from having it in place, specifically from a source water protection standpoint. When it comes to next steps, we've got regular meetings set up with EPA. I'm actually meeting with them tomorrow. Our township partners, they do require our assistance. So I mentioned that for our county facilities, we have those good housekeeping plans. We're gonna write 3 of them this summer for our township partners, so they have those in place. We'll help them with training as needed. We've got a student coming this summer. She's gonna help us with that mapping. We're gonna spend a lot of time in the field, and I think by the end of the year, we'll have that map in really good shape. So that's just a really quick overview where we are. We've made some really good progress in the last few months. If there's any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you, that's very
It's
interesting.
good to know that
Thank
we're.
you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's something we've talked about for years,
Yeah,
and how
right.
do we address the stormwater, and it's good to know that you're out there really working with the community. Thank you.
Yeah,
welcome.
the EPA has been patient with us for
Yeah.
quite a while. But,
Yeah. That's
We do
great.
need to get in compliance.
That's-
The East Palestine story is one where you can see where the mapping could be handy as to
Yes.
where that runoff is
Wow.
going, and
Yeah.
Yeah,
get a handle on
Mm.
what protections
To be
needed.
prepared, so you know,
yeah.
not questioning.
Paul, are you
Great
doing
work.
anything with the drone
Thank you.
technology?
With the drone technology, you're thinking about for the mapping
For the mapping?
piece of it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure we really need that at this point. But
Okay.
we have our own drones, but
Okay.
Because we have drone
it's
experts
really-
now.
We
it's
do.
really at a point where we need to be
That's
on the
right.
ground in the field to
Okay, you gotta be, yeah, I
to-
gotcha.
look at the catch basins and manholes and so forth.
Okay.
Well, this is great. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Thank
Very
you.
nice, thank you.
Okay. Well, now we'll turn it over to you again, Mr. County Engineer.
Okay, thank you. We have two resolutions today for your consideration. The first is Resolution 23-345 to authorize an agreement with Perry Township trustees authorizing the county engineer to select a construction engineering consultant for the Providence Pike improvements, widening and resurfacing project at a cost not to exceed $47,810 through December 31st of 2025. And 346 is to approve the 2023 permissive license fee projects for municipalities and authorize the auditor to transfer funds to the county engineer in the amount of $5,081.76 from the permissive tax fund for the administration of the permissive tax program.
Move to approve.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. County Sheriff, Michael.
Thank you, Commissioners. Under the County Sheriff, we have Resolution 347, authorizing agreement with the Clayton Police Department for the use of the Sheriff's Office Regional Training Center firing range. We also have Resolution 348, approve a collective bargaining agreement with the Ohio Patrolmen's Benevolent Association Supervisor Unit through December 31st, 2025.
I move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I always like when we see approve a collecting bargaining agreement. That's always great news, so
Absolutely.
that's good to know.
And there's 3 in the Sheriff's Office, so.
Yeah.
I know. Okay, Domestic Relations Court.
Thank you, Commissioners. Again, we have, under the Domestic Relations Court, we have Resolution 349, authorizing a facility rental and catering services agreement with Sinclair Community College in an amount not to exceed $7,280.
Move to approve.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Treasurer's Office.
Under the Treasurer's Office, we have Resolution 350, accept the investment reports for November and December 2022 and January 2023.
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. You know, the only great news about, well, not the only, but there's other things. But the good news about the way interest rates have gone up for the county, that's great, right? I mean, Carolyn lived through,
I wasn't sure I'd ever live to see the day. But I did.
you did. You know, Carolyn was treasurer. It was like every year, it was like, oh no.
Zero.
There goes our
Zero.
investment income.
Zero.
Not Carolyn's fault. But now that it's, the interest rates
Tide
are
has
back up.
turned,
it's
and
fine.
now we're worried about it for
It's
other
a windfall,
reasons.
right, John?
Cost of borrowing's going up.
I
Right.
know,
But,
I know.
It's always
Everything
the flip
else, cost of
side.
materials
Yeah,
going up,
absolutely.
but, okay. But that, you know, that's a tiny little good thing. All right, Michael.
Thank you. Under the County Administrator in the Clerk's Office, we have approved the minutes of the meetings on March 7th, 2023. Resolution 351, approval of bills, and Resolution 352, approval of travel and expenses. Both those lists are available in the Clerk's Office. And then we also have a late item, Resolution 387, accept the petition for annexation of 86.248 acres, more or less, in Butler Township to the City of Union, and set the hearing date of May 23rd, 2023, in accordance with Section 709.02 and 709.03 of the Ohio Revised Code.
Move to approve.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Administrative Services, Tyler.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. It is a busy day in Administrative Services, beginning with Resolution 353. This is the approval of personnel actions. This list is available in the Clerk's Office. 354 authorizes an agreement with Wex Bank for a fuel and fleet card services program through the Sourcewell Cooperative Contract for various departments through September 7th, 2024, with an option to extend. 355 authorizes an intergovernmental agreement with the Montgomery County Coroner's Office to transfer equipment purchased with fiscal year 2018 State Homeland Security Program grant funds. 356 authorizes a service agreement with Power DMS Incorporated, doing business as NeoGov, for custom professional services and on-site training for the Human Resources Department in an amount not to exceed $7,600 through March 31st of 2024. Resolution 357 authorizes a master terms and conditions of sale for products and services with Thermo Electron North America LLC for the Environmental Services Department, Environmental Laboratory. 358 authorizes the renewal of the Unity Lab Services Essential Service Plan and Elemental ICP options with Thermo Electron North America LLC for the Environmental Services Department, Environmental Laboratory in an amount not to exceed $10,886 through March 17th, 2024. 359 authorizes a master terms and conditions agreement with Emerge IT Solutions for ongoing management and monitoring of the Workforce Optimization Advanced Quality Manager environment for the Environmental Services Department. 360 amends resolution number 23-0201, which authorized an agreement with Peace of Mind Veterinary Relief Services for the Animal Resource Center by adding additional service dates as needed throughout the term of the agreement. 361 authorizes participation in the State of Ohio agreement with Federal Express Corporation for small package delivery services for various county departments through November 27, 2026. 362 authorizes the purchase of 2 solo autonomous pipeline inspection robot cameras from Red Zone Robotics Incorporated for the autonomous camera system project for the Environmental Services Department in an amount not to exceed $159,000. 363 extends the agreement with Altura Solutions LLC for ADA consulting services for the risk, safety, and emergency, extending the term through June 30th of 2023. 364 solicits bids for a 120-acre land lease agreement for the Environmental Services Department, Western Regional Water Reclamation Facility. 365 applies for a grant with the Ohio Emergency Management Agency for use of funds made available under the Ohio State Emergency Response Commission's Hazardous Materials Emergency Preparedness Grant through September 30th of 2024. 366 extends the grant agreements with the Ohio Emergency Management Agency for the fiscal year 2020 State Homeland Security and State Homeland Security law enforcement programs through June 30th of 2023. In the final 2 resolutions, extend price agreements, beginning with 367 with WDTN-TV for cable and digital advertising services for the Veterans Services Commission through April 30th, 2024. And last is 368 with 7NT for geotechnical testing services for the Environmental Services Department through March 31st of 2024.
I move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Environmental Services, Matt.
Morning, Commissioners. For Environmental Services, we have Resolution 369, submit an application to participate in the Ohio Water Development Authority, OWDA, Local Government Agency Loan Program for a loan in the amount of $200,000 and authorize a cooperative agreement with OWDA for implementation of the Stop 8 Lift Station and Force Main Replacement Project. Resolution 370, amend the agreement with Outdoor Enterprise LLC for construction of the truck terminal paving project by adding $21,572.34 to the original amount for a revised total of $1,557,244.84. The next 2 are to accept easement deeds for sanitary sewer lines in connection with the development of the Taywood Sanitary Extension Project and record the same. The first is Resolution 371 with Derek L. and Brittany L. Muncie, and the final one is 372 with Raiden M. Verruhis. And the following 3 are to authorize agreements. First is Resolution 373 with Clear Consulting, Inc. for preparation of detailed construction plans and supplemental specifications for the Mance Water Main Replacement Project in an amount not to exceed $49,246 through August 27, 2025. And Resolution 374 with Milcon Concrete, Inc. for construction of the Stop 8 Lift Station and Force Main Replacement Project at their lowest and best bid of $596,280 through January 31st, 2024. And Resolution 375 with Fishbeck for the preparation of detailed construction plans and supplemental specifications for the Jasmine Water Main Replacement Project in an amount not to exceed $149,084 through August 27th, 2025. And the final 2 are to accept subdividers contracts. First is Resolution 376 with Kroger Limited Partnership for the Kroger Stroop Expansion Development, and Resolution 377 with Flying Ace Car Wash for the Flying Aces Kettering Development.
Move to approve.
A second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
OMB, John.
Good afternoon, good morning. We have Resolution 378 to authorize a tuberculosis supplemental funding agreement with the State of Ohio Department of Health. Funds made available under the Uniting for Ukraine U4 TB program and an amount not to exceed $10,000.
I move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Human Services, Jerry.
Good morning, Commissioners. Under the Department of Job and Family Services, we have Resolution 379, Area Agency on Aging, PSA 2, for ComCare services for seniors 60 years and older in an amount not to exceed $8,797,941.36 through December 31st of 2023. Resolution 380, Montgomery County Fairgrounds and Event Center for booth space at the Montgomery County Fair at a cost not to exceed $770. Resolution 381, the International Social Service United States of America Branch, Inc., for home study services for one child in an amount not to exceed $5,000 through December 31st of 2023. Resolution 382, the Center for Community Solutions to develop a benefit cliff model in an amount not to exceed $3,500 through December 31st of 2023. We also have agreements for substitute care services through March 31st of 2024. Resolution 383, Rites of Passage, Inc., Norris Academy. Resolution 384, Focus on Youth, Inc., Resolution 385, J-Star Homes. And under the Stillwater Center, we have Resolution 387, authorizing a price agreement with ICP, Inc. for pharmaceutical and consulting services through February 28th, 2026, with an option to renew.
I move for approval.
Pardon?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We don't have any citizens signed up to speak today, so we will go on to County Administrator.
Thank you, Commissioners. I'll be brief today. I just want to welcome everybody who's come into Montgomery County for the first four. And we hope you enjoy all the festivities and all the activities that we've planned. And thanks for your support, Commissioners, to help bring this to the Montgomery County area. So thank you.
Yes, since I can't open my comments again. I don't know what's going on.
Well,
But
I'll do mine and then you
go
can
right
do
ahead,
yours.
Judy. Ooh,
How's
look,
that?
Judy even got hers
Because we're
right.
all saying just rah-rah for the first four.
Oh, well, I can do that
And,
without
yeah,
notes.
exactly. You know, the NCAA, they keep coming back here because they know that we do such a great job to welcome the teams and to put everything together. We've worked for almost a year on the, you know, getting everything ready for the first four. So yesterday we greeted, about eight teams that came in, and they just couldn't be more excited. And so we're looking forward to the next couple days. So there you go, and here's yours.
Well, thank you. Even though you were able to pull yours up, I see.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't
It's
know why I couldn't.
rare that I can do that.
So, we often say this is one of our favorite weeks in Dayton, because it truly is. You know, the excitement around the big hoopla that started 11 years ago has just created a buzz, not just in Ohio, but throughout the country. I mean, you can listen to the commentators on games over the weekend, that, you know, they're like, yeah, you know, the first four is in Dayton, and they were saying, yeah, and it makes sense because, you know, 14,000 people show up, and Dayton does a great job. It's just so great to hear that national press that we get. And so we kind of have taken on, we call ourselves this, but it's true. We are the epicenter of college basketball. And I think we can see that because more and more, I mean, we've had more playoff games here, March Madness games here, than any other venue in the country. And so, once again, the road to the Final Four begins right here in Dayton. We had a weekend full of activities. Miss Mary over here, she actually went to the 4-miler. Now, Judy and I had gone every year, but when I saw that snow on the ground Sunday morning, I knew Mary would be there. I'm sorry.
It's an inside joke.
It's an
She's calling
inside
me
joke.
Mary Poppins.
Yeah, she's so good. But,
Okay.
you didn't know I called her that? Yeah, she is. So she was there at the STEM Challenge run, which was, how many runners, Carolyn?
There was supposed to be 300, there were 200 that showed.
But still, That's a lot of runners for a very cold, chilly, snowy morning. And then we started the big, we went over to the convention
Convention
center
center.
for the STEM challenge. And that has grown so much. And the three of us walked around. And Paul, thank you, Paul, for being a volunteer year after year. Just the number of kids that were there. It was really.
It was, I know on Friday they had, they were already registered over 600, and a lot more signed up
Oh.
on Saturday and then showed up. So
was
they said it
packed.
was the largest crowd they've ever had.
It was packed in the
Packed,
convention
yeah.
center. And Matt, thank you, Kirby was there. He was showing
Yeah.
off. He was showing off. Kirby is our mascot for environmental services, big tall cardinal. But yeah, it was fun. And the thing is for the kids, you know, it ties basketball and STEM together. They don't even realize how much they're really learning. But so many of our companies were there, STEM activities, and it gives it was almost like so much of it was almost like being at Boonshoft in some ways, or at the Children's Museum in Indianapolis. There were just so many hands-on things to do. NASA Glenn came for the first time this year, and they had a nice big exhibit, and it's really it's great. And then the kids also get to go and do a basketball competition, shooting the basketball.
They'll be there tonight, the winners.
The winners will be there tonight.
Will.
Yeah, so tonight's big, our first games. So yeah, that's it. That's all I
Well,
gotta say.
I got asked when it was snowing practically on Sunday morning, you know, why do we do this? Why do we sponsor this? And it's a lot of reasons, but really, you know, it really, as you mentioned, helps us shine on a national focus, which is wonderful. But it's also grown, and we have all the benefits, like we've already talked about, of engaging our families and hopefully giving them that spark of interest in the STEM, and it's boys and girls. Pretty amazing exhibits. As an adult, I find them incredibly interesting. I can only imagine if some children are exposed at a young age, they begin to see how school and fun can all be put together in video games and all of these skills. So a huge thanks to all of the companies that participate and lift up our community during this time. There's a scholarship program for active duty military families and their students to fund educational materials for K through 12. They always give out the STEM Teacher of the Year, which was from Talawanda Middle School. And his name was Larry Brock, and he receives $1,000 that'll be put to use in his classroom. So it's more than just games. It's about lifting up the community, lifting up like all the possibilities. And so it's just a wonderful investment that we make in our community, and the payoff is immeasurable. And I also think it lifts our spirits and gives us, you know, 4 days of pride of like what we can do when we come together. And we do that all the time anyways, but it has a fun spin to it. So we are fortunate to be in a position that we can do that year after year.
We are.
And we hope to continue to do it for years to come.
And the return, more than, you know, the things that we've already talked about, there is a financial return. Of 5.5 million, 5.5 now. We used to say 4 million, but after last year, the Convention and Visitors Bureau has done the numbers, and we're over $5 million.
Comes pouring
Hotels,
in.
restaurants, you know, all of that sales tax dollars, hotel revenue, hotel motel revenue. So it's definitely worth it. And we continue to ask the NCAA to keep it here, but I don't think they'll ever leave because there's nowhere else in the country where they could sell out those games, right? I mean,
Right.
there just isn't. So the other beautiful thing that we are able to do, and most of the sponsors, they're able to give hundreds. In fact, last year we had 100,000 tickets that were given away to military airmen and women and to children in our community that otherwise wouldn't ever be able to attend a game like this. And we do it through our.
Not 100,000.
Yeah.
There's not 100,000
No, no, no,
seats.
over
is
the,
there?
over the 10 years.
Oh,
We
okay.
hit that mark.
Oh, my
I
God.
wasn't clear.
That would be remarkable.
Would be remarkable.
I was
know, it's like
listening.
we
I
need a
was just
bigger
like going,
arena
"Wait a
because
minute."
it only seats
Over-
13,000.
Over 10 years. So.
Okay, I missed that part. I apologize.
No, that's okay. That's my fault. So it's just, everything about it is so great. You know, we every year after year, the commissioners go meet the teams that come in. It's just so much fun. There were 8 teams that came in yesterday. Judy and I made it to 3 yesterday. Yeah, 3
Yeah.
teams.
3 teams that came in.
And, you know, these kids get off the buses, they've flown into Dayton, they get off the buses, and with the Convention and Visitors Bureau and the Downtown Dayton Partnership and a handful of others, we greet them, and it's like they're going to the Final Four.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a bagpipe player playing as they get off the
We've got
buses.
their school colors, we've got
Yep,
pom-poms, yeah.
every school that comes in, they swap out the colors and the banners, welcome to Dayton, and it's really great. And they get off, this has been happening for about the last 5 years. The kids will get off the bus and they're filming us, you know, like, oh my gosh, and thank us yesterday.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing this for us. And it's just, that's the kind of stuff, and the NCAA takes note, and they know, hey, they know how to do it in Dayton. So it's not the Final Four, but the first 4 it's the best. So anyway, that's it. We will.
Commissioner,
yes,
just to add-
right ahead, sir.
Yeah, it's so much fun on Sunday to watch the kids. It's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, you were there. You
And
got
the
to-
convention center was a busy place. They had a gymnastics competition in the lower level. And I don't know if you know, Kathy, my wife, texted me Friday, the UD band was on the Today Show Friday
Yes.
morning.
They were, I
Which is
saw that.
tremendous publicity for the
It was
Dayton
great
area.
publicity. And sadly, well, we don't really want to talk about the Flyers, but they made us proud. They went to the final game and just didn't quite pull it off. So we'll cheer on Texas Southern. Who else do we have here? We have Texas Southern, Farley Dickinson, Texas A&M, Corpus Christi,
Pittsburgh.
Mississippi State, Pittsburgh, Nevada, and I know I'm missing a team or two, but
Texas
I
A&M
did say
at
Farley
Corpus
Dickinson.
Christi?
I said that.
Okay.
I'm missing one team, but I don't know. Anyway, it's fun. Say it one more time. Oh, Arizona State. Yeah, thank you. So, yeah, we're looking forward to tonight and
Yep.
and tomorrow night.
Mhm.
And
All right,
yeah, that's it.
I move to adjourn.
When's our next meeting?
Next Tuesday.
Tuesday. All right, good. That would be the 21st. And I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Have a great week.